Uh, this recording this segment is kind of it's not even kind of, it is very emotional and stressful at times. I'm doing the best I can to deal with the situation with George Floyd being killed. Uh, It's not the first time, and sadly it's probably not going to be the last time we see someone of color, especially a black male, being killed by the hands of the police by using unnecessary force. It's 2020 now. We're coming into I feel like a new age of the world, of how we are operating together as a whole, as far as technology and everything. It's just a new age, a new different thing. And I believe when you have so much of the old stuff that's trying to still come over to the new age, there's going to be a clash. And I think now it's to the point to where I feel like a lot of more people, Americans especially, are getting sick and tired of seeing these same patterns play out the way they are. This happened too many times over the course of years, decades, and it's the same result. And it's time for a change, and the change is now. As you if you haven't heard about the George Floyd case, you must be sleeping under a rock. Because everywhere from coast to coast, and even across the world, well, I don't know about across the world rioting, but there's people rioting and looting in the United States right now, and probably right now as I speak. I reside in Austin, Texas, and I was able to see some of this stuff hands-on. My initial reasoning for going to the protest was not to actually march, but to give my opinion, my perspective, and give more light on this George Floyd situation. Once I got down there, I seen so many protesters, so many young people, so many different colors, white, black, Mexican, Indian, Asian, it was so diverse. Everyone was down there. Very passionate, very emotional people. It was a lot. It was very overwhelming in the beginning because I'd never been to a protest before. And I was actually scared kind of going into it. So my initial training of thought was to stay away from the crowds, and I was going to fly my drone just kind of a couple blocks away and just get some footage, get some good shots, edit it, put some together and talk and get my perspective and give it out to YouTube. Well, that did not happen. I got there, I went down to the police quarters where everybody was kind of gathered at. I just wanted to get photos and stuff still at this time, and I don't know, it had to be the energy from everyone else. I just accepted it, and I don't know, it was just, I just felt good. I just felt like I had to be with these people. that were so passionate about what was going on, because I may not be as emotional as everybody else, but I still feel, you know, I feel this emotion, and I feel like everybody shared it, and I felt like we was all one. And as corny as it may sound, I felt like we was all family down there. And once we started moving and migrating, I just went with it. It went from going from one block over to another block to another block. Next thing I know, I'm walking 10 blocks away from where I parked, and I'm like, wow, I guess I'm protesting, you know. My fist is proudly in the air. No justice, no peace. Say his name, George Floyd. All the chants that went on, the Black Lives Matter chants. All the chant, I was, and it felt good walking the streets of downtown Austin, in traffic, and you know.
No, I didn't stay there.
We see all of you. We see every single one of you. Who do you protect? Not me. Who do you protect and serve?
You're not above the law.
You are not above the fucking law.
In traffic, which was, I was kind of skeptical about at first. Most of the traffic though in the cars, they were with the cause though, honking their horns, raising their fists. So I was happy to see that too as well. There were some cars that wanted to, did not want to be a part of that, did not want to wait, wanted to be on the road, and they had somewhere they had to be, and actually kind of tried to drive through the crowd. Which when I first seen this, I got scared immediately. I'm like, oh no, this is about to go left real quick, because I knew there's too many people out there. We talking about thousands of people out there, and you got one car trying to drive. It would have ended bad. Even though the car was an aggressor, and he had every right to drive, because you was in a car lane, the people was still understood and was able to be like, you know what, if it's that important, you go ahead and go. Just go ahead and go. Just go. Just go. And I was happy to see that. So I was like, oh, cool. Okay, cool. Maturity. Because I'm going off of what I'm seeing off of television, in which everybody's protesting, everybody's looting, everybody's throwing a brick through a window, everybody's fighting, everybody's doing something violent, and that's not the case. And what I experienced in the time and day when I was the protest, which was this past Sunday. Which was at May 31st. In Austin, Texas, while it was still daylight too. That was another important factor that I kept in mind when I was going to go down there to shoot photos and video, that I wasn't going to stay long. I know most of the stuff that I seen that was on television and the news, that these things and stuff, it's dark outside, and so I knew when the sun was going to set that I was going to get out of there for sure. I knew that was going to lower my chances for anything harmfully happen to myself. There was a point. There was things. I have a whole new, different perspective about protesting. I still have some of my. I feel like everyone's still an individual protester, so there was some things I did like and some things I didn't like. I'll try to speak more to things that I did like. Like I said, I liked the vibe that everybody was like family. It didn't matter what race you were. It's just, you know, we was all for one cause, and we felt like we was together. And the more of us, we just felt more powerful. It was cool. I liked that vibe. Of course, there's a lot of animosity built up towards the people of law enforcement, who just sat there most of the time. They sat there, they just stood their ground. They were located on the top of I-35, looking down the protesters that's in front of the Austin Police Department building. There was a line of police officers that were guarding the front of their building, shields and all. And they sat there and they took a lot of words that people were yelling and screaming at them. Most of the words not positive. At some point, I felt for them, because I know they weren't the ones that, you know, but I understood both sides. I understood like why they being yelled at. But then I was like, dang, but that's not specifically the one. But with that being said, I thought about myself. If I was in a position, I was just working a job and I had to be there because that's my job, right? I got a family and stuff to provide for. Even though that's a job I chose, but I'm in that predicament for right there. I would probably be very frustrated and be very angry to sit there and to take all those words from all these people and being blamed for something that I didn't do personally. For those guys to sit there and just not take it, it takes a lot. I can just imagine you just working somewhere and people are just being very nasty and saying stuff to you, and you just sitting there, you really can't say nothing because you're at your job and you don't want to lose your job, and it's like, but like I said, I'm not going to tell anybody how to protest or what to do, you know. I can only speak for myself and what I did and what I felt comfortable doing. And when I got down there, what I felt comfortable doing, once I was in the vibe or whatnot, I was comfortable marching. I was comfortable chanting the chants, and I was comfortable, you know, raising my fists. I was comfortable. I was comfortable exercising my right in a freedom of speech, and it felt so beautiful to do it in that way, because like I felt. I mean, not like I felt, I was part of something that's going to be in the history books. I was part of something. I was part of something that was bigger than myself. You know, for the better of humanity and then for the future. There was a point where we were marching and we were coming up 12th Street and we were closing in that gap to getting closer to the state capitol, which there were other protesters that were lined up, and I was out there that decided not to do the long march. We go up this incline, this hill on 12th Street. Now, mind you, I wasn't planning on protesting. I was wearing Nike slides, and that was the only thing I regret, was not wearing tennis shoes. Why would you not wear tennis shoes? What if you had to run? But you know, I was feeling at the time before that I was going to be so far away, and I was going to be a couple blocks. I wasn't going to be in the mix. But I happened to be in the mix. But having Nike slides on did make the experience just a little less enjoyable because of my feet. But I pulled through it. But going on 12th Street, we were climbing up this incline, but we're getting close to the state capitol. And I hike and do stuff like that all the time. I eat very healthy, so I was fine physically. Like, you know, I felt the burn in my legs. My breasts were a little deeper, but it was fine. I was something like I was used to. I just felt like I was hiking. You know what I'm saying? So it was nothing for me. But we weren't chanting, and we were getting closer to the other crowd. And I felt some type of way, because I'm like, where's these people that were like doing the no justice, no peace, say his name, George Floyd, where you at? Because we're getting close. This is where we need the energy. And then I just felt it upon myself. This would be like, you know what? F it. And then I just went for it. No justice. And then people, no peace. And then when I heard that no peace, I can just feel the energy. Like it just hit my body, because I set that tone. And it made me feel so good, and I just said it again. No justice, no peace. And again, I'm sitting there, and I'm so proud to be saying that, like, and to be walking and see these other people on both sides of the street, and they're looking at us, because I'm in front of the pack at this time, because I'm a fast walker. Not like I just wanted to be in front. I just happened just to be walking fast, and like I said, we were going to incline, but it was meant for me to be up front. It was meant for me to say that as we was going in, it gave I don't want to say replenish the energy into the march, because we was all energized, but it just gave us a little bit more pep after walking that big hill. I'm not gonna lie, I said no justice maybe about like 10 times, because that hill was a monster, and I said it right after I got to the top of it, because I wanted to say it climbing up. I'm like, nah, if I'm breathing like this, I'm considered a person. I was thinking about other people too, trying to walk up this incline and yell, chant at the same. Probably wasn't going to work. So I was trying to be considerate and weighed it up, and that's how it happened. After that, sitting in front of the Capitol, linking up with other people. You hear other speakers, people with long, we call them, not call them longhorns, big horns. Saying whatever they felt like they wanted to say. More chants. There were pastors out there. speaking words of God, speaking scriptures out of the Bible. There were people out there passing out water. There was water everywhere. There was people who were passing out free snacks too as well. Going back into the march, every corner, not every corner that we went past, but there were people just randomly just stopping at corners and telling us to grab water bottles out of their trunks. These are just people who were driving by or seen and just knew that, you know, we were out there for a cause and they wanted to help. They maybe could not help join the actual march, but they was there to help either feed or give water, which was a lot, because it wasn't a hot day. But you gotta think, there's people out there yelling and moving around and screaming. People, it's hot and you're out there sweating and stuff. So it was cool that there was other people that cared and that pitched in, and stuff like that matters. You know, you want to be able to make the march, but you know, you was able to donate some water, which probably could have saved somebody from overheating and what do you call it, being dehydrated. That being said, also, I didn't want to make this a long video. I did want to say my piece on it, because as a person who's being on YouTube and stuff like that, you have to take a responsibility and judge some issues that are real big, and especially when it's in your own backyard. So not only did I just felt like I needed to, but it's just a responsibility that you have. Sometimes when you hold when you're on a platform and you can speak to others, and yeah, and that.
So I'm just now leaving the protest. It's funny because I really did not plan on to protest and march with people, but the energy was so live. You can hear that chopper. I don't know if you can see it. There's a chopper right there. The energy was so live, it just really, I absorbed it all, and I walked one block. Next thing you know, we walking all the way through all Austin, the downtown area. But I just wanted to record real quick and just let you know my energy right now is just real, and I feel real great that I did it. Check back with you in another time. More of this video. Peace.
That being said, people, you out there protesting, you protest. You do what you think, you feel like that is right. But I will say, you guys be safe, be smart, and stay focused on what needs to change. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to cry. It's okay to yell. But just be smart and be mindful, right? Don't go out there and do something silly and get your own self killed, right? We don't need any more bodies dying. We don't. But we need to change. And the only way we get change is, first you gotta start with yourself. Be smart. Let's get the real message across. Don't try to put yourself in too much of the distractions. If it ain't talking about the police officers being charged and the changes in the police training, it's really going to be a distraction. Because what else are you going to change? We're not going to bring George Floyd back to life. And I don't want to see another one of my brothers or sisters on the news over this stupidity. With that being said, sorry this wasn't a real happy and joyful video like most of my videos, because it's just a sad topic, something that I really didn't want to talk about, because it happens so many times, and it gets stressful and it gets draining. But that being said, thank you for tuning in, watching. If you haven't already, hit the like button and the subscribe button. Till next time, peace.